I said, I'll have a substitute to get you next time, is what I said. I don't know why I left him in the game. I actually questioned it myself when I put him out there on the floor, and there he was, made the key play.
Okay, second question from NBA Studios, please.
Hey, Coach. Jackson, this is Robert, NBA. What emphasis attacking is in this game, and are you happy with your team's execution in attacking the zone?
Yes.
Over here, Bresnan.
That's kind of like a Kobe answer, one word there.
Yeah, could you understand what he said there?
No idea. Have you ever seen a faster point of redemption? I mean, the crowd was basically begging Ron not to shoot those two, then he comes up with a game winner like that.
No, I have not. I'm still recovering. We had a little session with Ron after the ball game. A lot of hugs, and then a lot of, discussion.
Yeah.
Phil, we talked a little bit yesterday just about how thin margins can be in little things and little plays. You know, if Kobe's not falling out of bounds, maybe Ron doesn't get the ball and things like that. Is this game just kind of reflective of what you were talking about yesterday?
You know, I anticipated a game like this in this series. All of them have been pretty much, over in the last minute, and they were able to get this game back into control. Even at the end of 3 quarters, and a great comeback that they made. And, I just felt like this was going to be that game, and it sure was. And, the next time I hope we're as fortunate, although, you have to say that, that bank shot from 3 is a pretty fortunate one, too, eh? One good shot deserves another one.
Jay?
Any idea why you did put Ron back in, and did you give him any instructions going in on that play?
Yeah, he has an uncanny knack of doing things, and, sometimes it just works out. I mean, he had a great steal that kind of vaulted us into a big lead there in the 3rd quarter, and, he just has a knack of being around, crucial plays.
Talk about a knack of big plays. Fisher's taken a lot of beating through the playoffs from various critics and so forth, but he seems to give you what you need in these critics. You've stood by him for that reason, it seems.
He performed very well tonight. He's very aggressive. I thought he did a great job, offensively. Some things, some of the calls, he just weathered through it, had the poise, and, stayed strong. And I thought there was a charge foul that was called, a blocking foul against him, and he just was, took it and went right on and played, and he got himself in foul trouble. I had to, kind of give him a little rest here and there when I could, but, he did a great job.
Coach, through the years, you've won a number of titles, and along the way, you've had these moments, tonight being Ron Artest with a buzzer beater, which I would consider unexpected. How does this? Is this just the luck of that follows you around? Is it your system? How does this happen year after year, where there's this one moment where this happens?
My coaching staff says they want to live with me because I'm lucky, and hang on. So. Whatever, maybe it's luck. We look at the stat sheet tonight. We did most of the things right. Turnovers, rebounds, block shots. We didn't shoot as well as we shot in the course of the series, but we got a number of shots more than our opponent. All that momentum that we had in the game seemed to be the one that carried us over at the end, and I think that's sometimes the way it is. You create the luck or the momentum that you've built up from the start of the game through the end of the game.
Bill?
Yeah, Phil, after Ron missed the 3-pointer early in his shot clock on the bench, it looked like you were saying something to him, and it looked like he wasn't listening to you. Are both those things correct? What were you saying to him?
Just talking to him about decisions. We ask him to make good decisions and his judgment, at certain times of the game. He wanted to redeem himself. I understand that. He missed a shot. I missed a shot. I got a second opportunity. I'm going to redeem it this time. And, you understand and kind of feel for a player, but at that time of the game, it's not a good play. And, I want to let him know that he has to know that and recognize it.
Was he listening to you?
He was trying not to listen to me. Very hard.
Phil, Kobe ended up with 30, 11, and 9 again. Through 5 games, it's almost a triple-double, over 30 points per game. Is this as good as have you seen him play? Is he doing everything you asked from him?
Did he get an assist on that last play? That was a triple-double. That's too bad. Yes, I really needed to get him out of the ball game sometime in the fourth quarter. I thought we were going a little bit too reliant on him at the beginning of the fourth quarter. But, you know, that'll happen at times. But he played a stellar game tonight, got in foul trouble early, had to sit a few minutes, and then came back and played great.
Coach,
Right.
how scary was Steve Nash in the fourth quarter for the Suns?
It's kind of the way we thought that he would play, and kind of what we anticipated we would make him have to do was, you know, shoot the ball, carry the offense for them, try and stay at home on other guys so that we weren't, you know, getting burned to the three-pointers. But unfortunately, you know, all of it was happening tonight for us. Fry was hitting three-pointers, and they were getting three-point plays. A lot of it, you know, when Steve was on the bench, but when he came back in at the end of the game, he really did carry that charge that they made.
Phil, on that, our test shot, the three, over on the other side here, right here.
Yeah.
When our test goes for that three, that's always the no, 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 yes type thing. Is that shot ever a wise move if it goes in, or is that just always a bad decision with the time situation involved there? Even if it goes in, is that not a shot that you want your player to make?
Percentage-wise, you know, if it's someone that, you know, is a 45% three-point shooter, you'd certainly live with it. You know, that's something that you have to, you know, talk to players about judgment. Do you feel good? Do you have good balance? The ball come in your hand the right way? You know, there are a bunch of things that go into a shot like that besides just casting it up.
Coach, you switched a lot of the picks on the pick and roll
Yes.
tonight, and you seemed to be more physical, both with Nash and with them in general defensively. Was that part of the plan, and were you happy with how it worked?
Well, it didn't work very well for us to begin with. We got a lot of fouls to start with, and we had gotten foul trouble in the first 3-4 minutes of the game in the penalty. And, you know, I had to kind of settle them down because they're, you know, it's, you know, a high energy game. We wanted to play aggressively. We did play aggressively. I thought that, you know, switching was sometimes overdone. I don't mind at the end of a clock in a need situation, as we call it. We switched a little bit too much for my taste at some points in the game. But, you know, that's some of the things you almost have to do against this ball club when they have their three-point shooting lineup in.
Last two, please.
Phil, you've coached Dennis Rodman, Isaiah Ryder, and Ron Artest, and I was wondering the toughest player you've ever had to coach, and where would Ron fit in there?
You've got Brian Williams, Bison DeLay. I mean, you go on a whole list of players that, you know, it's, you know, Ron is unique, and he's very much an individual. And, you know, I think that, you know, as the NBA goes, I think every player has his own kind of individual personality you have to handle in a different way. And Ron is determined. I think he's dogged. I think that's what makes him a great defensive player. I think sometimes he gets very locked in and focused. And, you know, sometimes he has to, you know, split his vision or get diversion sometimes to get through or break through. And I think his play has generated a lot of energy for us, our team this year. This is not one of his better series right now. We're hoping he can break through and open up a little bit in this next game.
Last question, please.
Phil, Drew's mobility defensively seemed a lot better tonight. Can you just talk a little about what you thought he did on that side of the floor?
Yeah, we had some block shots. I thought he was, you know, a presence out there, which is really important. I thought, you know, Lopez has hurt us in the course of these games, and particularly in Phoenix. And tonight, I thought Drew, you know, played a really good game as far as the minutes he could play. He got in foul trouble second half, and it kind of limited the minutes he could play.